Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 28 July 2016 and we got a knife sale tonight on the TheApostleP channel, and man is this a good one. You guys are going to want to make sure your PayPal accounts are in good working order for this one. We have actually two lots of knives in this sale. One rather large one from Bob from Bonnie Lake, my supplier of Natchez Shooter Supply catalog paper. And we've got one from Tommy. You guys remember Tommy's knives? I did a 3-video series on some of his knives, a show and tell series last week, and some of those knives in those videos are for sale. They're only for sale because Tommy wants to help support the channel and the ministry, and he is an itinerant pastor preacher himself, so, and a wonderful knife collector. So let's kind of get into it. Rules of the sale, rules of the sale. Here we go. The knives will all be priced, shipped, postage included, United States Postal Service, priority mail. Payment is by PayPal only. Friends or family, if you must use goods or services, add 3.5% to your total. If you want to buy a knife, send an email to me, rob.bixby65@yahoo.com. That email address is also the PayPal account, by the way. That is the only way you can purchase a knife. Email rob.bixby65@yahoo.com. Not a comment, not a PM, not a text, an email. If you have questions about a knife, please ask them before committing with an "I'll take it" email. Do not tie the knife up from someone who's wanting to buy it now because you have questions, okay? I'll be happy to answer your questions. This sale will go live at 10 p.m. or thereabouts. I'll be up until 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, trying to kind of communicate in real time with you guys. After you send your "I'll take it" email, I will send an acknowledgement saying, "It's yours, go ahead with payment," and send me your address. After I send that email, you have 60 minutes, 1 hour to pay for your knife. If you do not, you're out. And whoever's next in line may buy it if you want back in. If you forgot, got tied up, you must send another "I'll take it" email. International buyers must be current customers of the TheApostleP knife service. I must have shipped to you before for you to participate. I think that's about it. Oh, knives will be available if they are not marked sold in the description. I will try to do that as quickly as I can. You may send an "I'll take it" email to on a knife that is pending payment, and I'll let you know that too. Okay, here we go. You ready? We're going to do Tommy's knives first. And we're going to start with the most expensive knife and work our way down. This is a Chris Reeve knife. Comes with all goodies. It is an Mnandi. The card says it was born August 13th, 2014. It is basically a never used, never carried Mammoth bark Mnandi Raindrop Damascus. This is Devin Thomas Raindrop Damascus. And this is one of the engraved knives. Come on, focus. Come on, honey. The engraving on this knife is just exquisite. The pivot is engraved. What do we gotta do? Come get a macro for this to focus? All around the edge of the frame is engraved. It's like brain surgery engraving. Lockup on this one, pretty normal, about 60-65%. Action is silky smooth, centering is perfect. And I think, yeah, you can actually, on this Damascus, one hand open the Mnandi. Okay, guys, this engraving is done by a gentleman who no longer does it. It was 300 bucks. It'll never be done again. And you guys know a Damascus bladed mammoth bark Mnandi runs about $750. The engraving was 300. It's not ever going to be done again. 1,200 bucks for this one, guys. 1,200 for the Mnandi. Next, a Shirogorov or a Shirogorov. This is the Tabargan model, axis lock, orange G10 scales, titanium frame, 440C blade. Still has the sticker. I'm told after my ignorant video that this sticker is to mark that the pivot's never been touched, and since it has very little or no wear, it's probably never, the knife has probably never been used or carried. Centering, dead nuts. Beautiful knife. For this one, guys, we're doing 600. Tommy actually purchased this knife in Russia while he was visiting there as a pastor. Next, oh goodness, guys, you remember this one from last week? This is the Gerber Paul knife with its original box, pocket slip instructions, everything. We believe this knife was made in the 70s, near the beginning of Paul knife production. The axial lock, you compress and rotate the blade. I'm not going to flick this open and closed because I'm not very good at it. Knife is in beautiful condition. I don't know if the edge was just this good from the factory or if it's been touched up a little bit, but you know, it's something close to 40-year-old knife. Definitely from the first generation of Gerber Pauls. Don't know what these knives sold for new, doesn't really matter. In this sale, $175, guys, $175. If you want that sharpened, I don't suggest that you do it. I really don't suggest that you do it. Add 20 bucks. Same with the Mnandi. Same with the Tabargan. Next is another really special knife. This is a Bulldog, Zolingen Bulldog, half Whittler, Warncliffe, Maine, with half stop, great walk and talk, etched blade face as you saw, and then the secondary is a pen. They share the same spring. I believe this to be a stainless Bulldog. It doesn't have any spotting or rust on the blades. I don't believe it's ever been sharpened. There is, I would guess, what I would call a flaw on the secondary. Let's see if I can show you. There's kind of a no cleanup in the polish back here. There you can see it. Can't buy these anymore, guys. Bulldog brand, the brand, has been passed around, and you never know where you're getting a knife from. It could say Zolingen on the box. It might have been made in China or Pakistan. Maybe had something done in Zolingen, and they're hard to peg. This one is a real one. Just FYI, there is a little bit of light pitting on the back spring. This is stag handled, and on the mark side it's got this beautiful popcorn stag. Very symmetrical for a natural material. Beautifully made. We're doing 175 on this one. If you want both blades sharpened, 200. I'd probably suggest not sharpening that one too. Next, this is a knife Tommy sent in for sharpening, but if you guys want it, he'll be happy to sell it. This is the Cold Steel Lucky. This is the carbon fiber handled double end jack. Slip joint with half stops. This is in CTS XHP. This has my edge on it, and it's a screamer. Just a beautiful little knife. I call these sort of a fusion knife. They're sort of traditional and modern at the same time. On the double end Lucky, 90 bucks with my edge. Okay, now we're moving into Bonnie Lake Bob from Bonnie Lakes lot of knives, and we're going to start it off right. We're going to start this off with an Andre Thorburn L22 CF carbon fiber with IKBS certificate of authenticity here with the knife in its pouch. Oh my. Guys, are you ready? This is a front flipper, and this is a glossy carbon fiber. And on the non-clip side of the handle, there are some light streaks from things rubbing against it in a pocket. It's going to be really hard to show you. None of them are, there's one right there. None of them are deep. They could easily be buffed out. The front flipper works amazingly well. Doggone, I forgot to look up the blade steel. I thought so. N690 is what Andre likes to use. Hand rubbed satin, horizontal on the hollow ground blade, on the swedge, and then the flats are a near mirror polish. Oh yeah, that edge, that's mine. Liners are blue anodized titanium with a red G10 liner in between carbon fiber scale and the TI liner. Beautiful file work and jimping along the back. You have a plain titanium backspacer. One position clip. Lockup is beautiful. Action is beautiful. Centering is beautiful. You could say it's a beautiful knife. Just so you guys know, the L22 has a 3.7 inch blade and a 4.7 inch handle. Weighs 4.8 ounces. Nice and light, as Andre's stuff usually is. I'm telling you, what a beauty. Okay, with my edge on it, nearly new condition, much sharper than original. We're doing $450 shipped on the Andre Thorburn L22. And man, is it a nice one. Okay, next. We had this one for sale a while ago. This is a Kendall Hughes custom. A knife maker from Michigan. And it is a titanium frame lock knife with a Damascus clip and a Damascus backspacer and Damascus inlay on the white G10 scale. It is a modified Tanto And the blade is in 1095. This is wearing my edge. It is definitely much sharper than it was originally. A cool blade. Whoops. I think we were trying to sell this a couple months ago for the 400s. We're dropping that down for this sale to $345. Comes in this beautiful wood case with Kendall's card. So $345 shipped. Next, oh man. Look at this, guys. This is a Grayman Duo. Okay, now this one's got a story. Kevin Smock did the pimp job on this knife. Acid stonewash blade, green and copper anodized frame, bronze standoffs. This one does have some carry marks, but you know what? In this tumbled anodized finish, you really don't notice it. You can see them, but they're not bothersome. He also took off the milled ridges in the thumb access, made that chamfer smooth, and then gave us a nice radius coming in for the lock bar. And then the other mod on this knife, which I think all duos should have, this is my work, I got rid of that stupid flared heel. I try to talk all my Grayman customers into having me do that. And that's got my edge on it, and it's very sharp. Action is perfect. No blade play. Free dropping blade. Just a joy of a duo. Maybe the nicest duo I've ever had my hands on. Just beautiful. We're selling this for $325, and it is a CPM 20 CV Grayman. Okay. Next. Ooh. In pouch. Nice fleece line pouch from David Moser. This is his Midtech Crossfire. Notice it doesn't say David Moser Custom. It should say David Moser Design. Okay. And this one had a little finishing work by David, as Bob tells it. Got a bronze anodized titanium frame. It is a frame lock on bearings. It is beautiful. Lockup is not a hint of a stick or a slip or a rock. It's just awesome. It is a non-inserted knife. I would be willing to bet that's a carburized lock face. It has a sculpted billet titanium pocket clip, and it actually works. Blade steel on this one is CPM 154. Now, I haven't touched this. It's got its original edge on it, and man, it's toothy and it's sharp. $20 extra if you want this one sharpened. And it's a user, guys. You can see there's a little wear on the corners, but everything is so perfect. And look at that beautiful sort of clip point blade. Oh, man. Just superb in hand. I wish this was left-handed. I'd buy it. So we got a Moser Crossfire user in very good repair. Very good repair. $295. $295. Man, what a nice knife. $320 if you want this one sharpened. So $295 or $320 for the Moser Crossfire. What a beauty. Man, that's a nice knife. Can you tell I like it? Okay, next. Uh-oh. All right, just get your comment fingers ready. Get them ready. Dun, 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 dun. It's a Kizer. A Kizer KI405, not your average Kaiser KI405, however. The original scales are in a bag. They're a red and black G10 with some goofy milling. This knife has been pimped by the Toad. It's got a Toadstkr pimp job on it. His carbon fiber scales, his blue anodizing on the titanium liners and the pocket clip. It is a, it's a Benchmade Rift blade. What do we call that? A modified reverse Tonto or something? And the steel on this one is S35VN. It's made in China, of course. You guys know that. I need a blade wipe. Now this knife is not new. And it's one of Kaizer's earlier offerings. So, you know, you're going to see some, you know, like if you look down the spine at the grind, it's not perfect. The bevel grinds aren't perfect. But, you know, it's a ball bearing flipper and it works pretty good. And it's made out of some pretty good steel. And it's got a, this is some of Toad's best work. And it really, you know, it almost is, it's kind of like a Chinese Thorburn almost. Pretty cool knife. Lockup is solid. Centering is good. Nice knife. How much for that pimped out Kaiser poor man's Andre Thorburn? How much for that, you say? Well, a little more than it costs new, but it ought to be. $180, like it sits. If you want it sharpened, $200. I would suggest a sharpening on that one if you buy it. Next, oh cool! Uh-oh, got one of them boxes. Black and red and silver and gold and white. Oh man, I love this thing. Makes me wish I was right-handed. This is the Spyderco Des Horn, a South African knife maker. With this production, Spyderco's made in Taichung, Taiwan. There's Des's autograph. A highly stylized, almost Art Deco Wharncliffe blade with a beautiful polished G10 handle, a skinny little liner lock just nested into the handle. The knife weighs nothing. One position, tip down right hand paperclip clip. I don't think these are still in production, and man is this cool. We're selling this guys for $90 shipped. $90 shipped. $110 if you want it sharpened. It's got a respectable Spyderco factory edge on it, and it looks to be unmolested, just so you know. But man, wouldn't it be cool with an edge from the TheApostleP? I think it would. Next, everybody needs one of these. I mean, everybody needs one of these. If you don't have one, you should buy this one. Spyderco Sage 1. This knife needs no introduction. S30V leaf-shaped blade, super skinny grind, carbon fiber and G10 laminate scales. Centering is, well, it's a Spyderco. There's supposed to be a mark on the spine of this knife. Good luck finding it. It's right here. You'll never be able to see that. Yeah, there you go, maybe. Other than that, just a beautiful Sage. Don't think Bob's ever carried this knife or used it to cut anything. It's just, it's just a Sage. It's perfect, except for that little nick. $90 on this one as well. $90. Next, we're going to finish with a couple cold steels. First one, large Voyager in box with lefty clip. Clip point Voyager, factory edge, doesn't appear to have ever been used. Triad lock, beautiful centering. $40 bucks shipped for this one, guys. 40, 60 if you want it sharpened. This is another knife. If you don't have one, you should have one. You know, there ought to be a Voyager in every tackle box and every pickup truck glove box. Just a knife you can throw in and forget about. If you lose it, you don't care. You just go buy another one. Does anything you want. Next, another cold steel in box. We had one of these last night. Mini Recon 1 with custom lanyard. It's a clip point. This is an AUS 8 Mini Recon. Brand new knife. Don't believe it's ever been used. Maybe carried once, Bob says. Okay? $40 bucks, 60 if you want it sharpened. Same price as the Voyager. Okay? Oh wait, I said we're going to finish with 2 cold steels, but I forgot. There's another knife Bob sent, and he did this, I think, just to make me mad. Comes in this brown cardboard box. It's a Knives of Alaska Featherlite Hunter. I did a 3-video series on this piece of crap. They're just horribly made. Most of them, the edges crash into the middle standoff. The lockup is usually horrible. The pivot is all funky. The blade, for a small hunting knife, you think bird and trout when you see it. Well, it's like thick as a brick. Horrible knife, horrible knife, horrible knife. Here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm not selling it. I'm going to evaluate the comments on my videos for about the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to get the address and name, a real name, of the rudest, most moronic, know-nothing, big ego commenter, troll that I can find, and I'm going to send him this knife for free because he deserves it. That's it for this one, guys. That was a joke, by the way. I'm not really going to do that. That's all for this one. Have at her, boys. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.